Hey there everyone, Redmage 24 here with a new and original video to talk about wrestling once again with my buddy King Slender from Pro Wrestling. Alright, this is something that came to mind earlier tonight when a friend of mine and I were talking. Coming into this next WWE pay-per-view, Extreme Rules, I just want to take a moment to stop and show everyone something, okay, just to remind you here. Alright, now just looking back at the previous pay-per-view, Judgment Day. Now, here's the card from Judgment Day. Alright, you ready for this? Okay, we have Umaga defeating CM Punk in a singles match. Christian defeating Jack Swagger for the ECW Championship. John Morrison going up against Shelton Benjamin, who had Charlie Haas in his corner. Rey Mysterio defeating Chris Jericho. Batista against Randy Orton. Batista won by disqualification. John Cena defeating The Big Show, and Edge defeating Jeff Hardy. Now, that was Judgment Day. This was the pay-per-view before. Now, does this sound familiar? Well, you know what? It should. Check it out. Here's the card that we know so far for going into Extreme Rules. Edge versus Jeff Hardy, again. Randy Orton versus Batista, again. Chris Jericho versus Rey Mysterio, again. CM Punk versus Umaga, again. Cena versus Big Show, again. And you know what? It wouldn't be too much of a stretch to bet that Christian and Swagger are going to go at it again for the belt. All right? It's nothing but a bunch of rematches. It's like, what, you guys thought Judgment Day was so great you just had to do it all over again, but hey, we'll just change the match rules a little bit? Come on, is WWE even trying anymore? This is fucking pathetic. This is stupid. Okay? I could make a better card in my sleep. We'll just let's just take the matches from Judgment Day. I could do this. Check this shit out. Watch this. Okay? Alright. More interesting card for Extreme Rules. Check this shit out, okay? Batista versus Mysterio. Power versus Speed. Jericho versus Orton. Battle of the Despicable Heels. Edge versus Christian. Finally, because that's what they should have fucking done in the first place, just to generate some interest from the older fans who would stop and say, hey, Edge and Christian, what are they doing? What's going on here? But they didn't, because they're stupid. Okay, Jeff Hardy versus CM Punk, because you know what? CM Punk needs a little bit more of a main event push. He's a good guy. He's a hard worker. He's dependable because of his straight edge lifestyle. And Jeff Hardy is really fucking super over in spite of being a spot monkey with the charisma of a small piece of fucking fruit. Okay, I mean, I could just see how this one would go. It'd be like CM Punk would be like, okay, Jeff, you ready? We're going to have a great match. I got some high spots for you. And Jeff Hardy would be like, woo, 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 high spots? Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. I'm going to have you jump off the top of the ladder, go through a flaming table onto a fucking pile of thumbtacks, okay? You ready? You going to like that? It's going to be great, huh? And Jeff Hardy's like, yeah. Good boy. Yeah, good. All right, yeah, blah. And finally, let's just see here. Okay, last match on this card of this fantasy card here. We'll just... Umaga versus Jack Swagger in the middle of all this. Why? Because you know what? We need a shit break, okay, for this pay-per-view. All right, because no one cares about Swagger, no one cares about Umaga. Put them together, perfect backthrow break match, okay? Oh, and well, one more match on the card. Since there seem to be so big on rematches for this card, why don't we put Shelton Benjamin and John Morrison at it again instead of Cena and Big Show? I mean, come on. We have seen Cena versus Big Show how many fucking times now? This is just stupid, okay? They're going to do it again. We all know Cena could beat Big Show. We all know Cena can have you Big Show, or Attitude Adjustment Big Show, whatever the hell you want to call the move, okay? The crowd always, the announcers always go nuts. It's done, it's over, it's stupid, it's stale. We've seen it 150 million fucking times. Why don't we just go on to something else, okay? I'd rather see Shelton Benjamin and John Morrison, both very talented wrestlers, very skilled, guys who could put on one hell of a great show, potentially show-stopping match, than Cena versus Big Show, part 8,473,655. Fuck! God, I have Tourette's. Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to get that out of my, out of my system. I apologize, guys. It really bugs me to see that they're not trying so hard in WWE to, as PS Power once said, a guy whose wrestling videos or wrestling comment videos I like to watch, he said, it's just one of the things is just how it's WWE just. It's not so much that they suck; it's just that they refuse to get any better, and this is just. This upcoming pay-per-view is proof of it. Just rehashing the pay-per-view from previously, but just giving them Extreme Rules. That doesn't make it better. It's like... I don't know. You want a good example? Okay, let's just take a look at TNA, all right? Let's look at their upcoming pay-per-view, all right? Sacrifice. All right, yeah, we do have a little bit of a rematch in the main event, okay? Two guys who worked the main event at Lockdown, you know, Sting and Mick Foley are in the main event, but it's not Sting versus Mick Foley Part 2. It is, it is a four-way match with Sting, Mick Foley, Kurt Angle, and Jeff Jarrett, and each of them, if one of them gets pinned, something happens, okay? Foley's put his World Heavyweight title up on the line. If Sting gets pinned, he's got to retire. If Angle gets pinned, he's got to give up control of the main event Mafia. He's not the leader anymore, okay? And if Jeff Jarrett gets pinned, he gives up all of his stock and all of his shares in TNA. He loses his stroke. He's not the big cheese, the head honcho anymore, okay? Honestly, okay, most people would say, all right, yeah, simple answer is Foley's going to drop the belt. Maybe, but maybe not. I mean, because any one of these outcomes could create some sort of really interesting story. And TNA is really good at being unpredictable like that. Okay, the more you think about it, the more you kind of stop and say, well, Sting is 49 years old. I mean, he's getting up there. Maybe this is his last match. Maybe this is how he wants to go out. Jarrett could be doing something to make himself just into a wrestler again, so he's not the founder and people, start to take him seriously. Angle not being leader of the main event Mafia could be, that could have intrigue. Something could happen there. You've got the Knockout Monsters Ball, with Daffney and a bunch of the other knockouts. I mean, you've got Awesome Kong versus Angelina Love. Granted, Angelina Love and Awesome Kong did work a match at Lockdown, but going into Sacrifice, they're not, it's not them two again. It's it was a three-way dance in Lockdown, and it wasn't a cage match. This is something entirely different. I mean, granted, it's kind of a rematch, but it's not exactly a rematch. They're just TNA is trying so hard just to keep their pay-per-views fresh and interesting. You've also got the next division match with Suicide and Christopher Daniels, and the whole intrigue about everyone thought that Christopher Daniels was Suicide. I don't know, man. I just don't know. It's like comparing it's like comparing apples to a steaming pile of crap, okay? There is no comparison. I just don't know what to say. Like I said, I just needed to get this all out of my system, out of my chest and everything, because I think rematches and stuff like that, especially of this caliber, are just fucking retarded. There's no reason to do it. There's no reason to have it. I mean, granted, if it's a really powerful feud or something like that, great. But 5, 6 rematches on one pay-per-view, that's just really dumb. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of rehashing it myself here a little bit. Anyway, folks, I just want to say thanks for anyone who listens, and here's what I have to say. And if you want to talk, I appreciate your point of view. Anyways, I'm going to turn things over to King Slender now and put on some new and original music for him to kick ass to. Thank you for listening.